Hey, I think we'll get started. Happy Friday. On yeah, on Fridays, I always like to think of something that can kind of send us all into the weekend, maybe feeling a little more resourced or more equipped. And so here are my thoughts about this Friday. So I got my MRI, my cardiac MRI this morning, and that's a pretty peculiar experience, but it made me very cognizant of all of the things that we do here. I love this picture here of this, growing growing the brain tree, as it were. When I think of all of the things that we do here in this group when we get together, there's so many specific skills that we are intentionally cultivating. And I noticed that they all came together for me today while I was sitting in the MRI tube, feeling rather claustrophobic, a little bit, overwhelmed with thoughts or ideas. Um, but it was just a really good reminder. This is where the rubber meets the road. That's why we do this, right? That's why we practice mindfulness and the ability to harness our attention and focus it on something of our choosing, or being self-aware of whatever feelings or sensations might be present, and then having the capacity to, with creativity, maybe explore the narrative that's bouncing around our brains, and choosing to reframe, or meeting those scary thoughts with compassion. um, and then last but certainly not least is there's always the opportunity for gratitude and kindness. And I realized today, as I was sitting in this metal tube, wondering about what's going on with my heart, and what will the results be, and then putting me through all kinds of exercises where I had to breathe and hold my breath so that I wouldn't move, and wondering about all of that. And lo and behold, all of this stuff, all of these skills came in incredibly handy. So I thought today maybe we would kind of do a skills mashup of sorts. And so today's practice, yeah, will be a little bit of everything. And again, the goal is not to be perfect. The goal is just to maybe lean in and open up to whatever comes up, and I'll do my best to lead you in various directions. And let's see what happens with this potpourri of skills that we can access here. So as usual, go ahead and close your eyes. Let's start with grounding, as always. And grounding is so important because it ideally puts us squarely in the present moment, takes us out of our usual time traveling mental state where we're either stumbling around in the past, trying to rehash things, or trying to figure out how to anticipate what's coming our way in the future. And we're doing anything but actually just being right here, right now. So the truth is, that's actually all there ever is just right here, right now. And so we can practice a little bit of attentional control. We're going to focus on our feet, or whatever part of your body is in direct contact with the ground. Just doing a really brief body scan. So moving from our feet, our shin bone, to our knees, along our thighs, up to our pelvis. Just resting our attention in our belly for a moment. What does your belly feel like right now? And then moving up to our chest, our shoulders, neck, throat, our jaw, past our cheekbones to our eyes, all the way to the very top of our head. And just noticing what it's like to be able to direct our attention to any part of our body and simply take note of what we might be feeling there, might not. Now imagine yourself hovering a foot or two above your body, just looking down, not focusing on anything in particular, but just the overall gestalt of what it's like to have a body. What does your body feel like? Noticing sensations or labels that you can find for any mood that you might be experiencing. Just mindfully being with it, not trying to change it, allowing whatever is to be there, and just bearing witness. And speaking of mood, and becoming aware of your mind, thoughts, memories. Again, not trying to change anything, but just becoming aware of what is going through, what is passing through the mind in this moment. And if there's any part of it that feels stressful or difficult, activating some self compassion, remembering we're doing our best with what we've got. We don't choose our thoughts, our feelings, our sensations, they just are. But the way we meet them really can make all the difference. Just starting with some self compassion. May I be safe. May I be free from worry. May I be free from suffering and pain. And seeing if you can maybe even add a little bit of creativity to the mix and activate some what we would call the cognitive reframe, or just looking at some of those thoughts or some of those memories and just opening up to the idea that maybe there are different explanations or different reasons for why things have happened the way they did. And again, just it's an act of courage to just open up to the possibility that there are other explanations or other reasons than the ones our mind typically gloms onto. In many ways, I think the reframe is it's an attempt at an act of self-kindness. It's looking at whatever explanation our mind is attached to, and being willing to say, well, maybe there's a way we could view this differently. Maybe touching into some gratitude. Nothing else, just for this moment that we have together right now. You can sit quietly, safely. In our homegrown little community here of seekers and desiring to be better and more whole humans, happier humans. And take a deep breath in. Go ahead and exhale fully, keeping your eyes closed. And then hold the exhale. Hold it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Another deep inhale. Long exhale. Hold. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Another long inhale. On this exhale, go ahead and open your eyes. It was kind of a mashup of a lot of the skills that we've been practicing. And again, the inspiration for me came today as I was sitting in this MRI tube and realizing I was leaning on every single one of those techniques, if you will, that we just activated. I'll leave you with this quote from one of my favorite human beings. This is Joseph Campbell. Um, People say that what we're all seeking is the meaning of life. I don't think that's what we're seeking. I think that what we're seeking is an experience of being alive, so that our life experiences on the purely physical plane will have resonances with our own innermost being and reality, so that we actually feel the rapture of being alive. And that, of course, is that's the key phrase at the end there, this idea of rapture of being alive. And I think all of these skills that we practice every day together are so foundational to being able to actually engage in this process of being able to feel the rapture of being alive. So I hope, I hope this launches you into the weekend in a positive way. I'll stick around for a few more minutes if anyone wants to connect. Otherwise, have a great weekend, everyone. See you on Monday.